Hello everybody and welcome back to Mr. P channel. This is the second video of, I don't know, 2-part, 3-part, 5 million part video series. Just gonna see how far it's gonna go. So basically it's a part 2 of me trying to get a Linux distribution, Linux environment running on my DeckStation. The reason why I already mentioned in my previous video, because I own a Galaxy S8 Plus and this phone is not supported by Linux on DeX, and I can't see myself trying to go and get myself a Note 9 just for that kind of reason. So I decided to create my own, just see how it's possible and how easy it is to have your own Linux distribution, Linux environment running on your DeckStation. So in the first video I showed you how you can get the Ubuntu terminal installed and have a black and white terminal running on your DeckStation. I tried to install, I installed the Nano text editor, installed the Python, done a bit of Python coding and tried to run and see how it goes. In this video we're going to try to install desktop environment. Just a quick note, if you have a Termux app on your screen and you got this number 1, it means the Termux is running in the background. Obviously I can see this one on my start menu, but here that is running. So I'm just gonna open this up, quickly write exit and close it. So right now it's totally closed. So let's start by getting yourself a desktop environment. I open up an Linux app, and instead of choosing a dashboard, I need to go and choose desktop environment. So I got this one opened. Next, I'm gonna open the Termux app. What's happened after I done the first video, I just installed both these apps by mistake. Just went and installed it, don't know, just basically. And when I decided to actually create this video, I noticed that I don't have these apps anymore, so I had to install these apps again, install the Linux distro on top of that. And I believe I installed Debian instead of Ubuntu. So I think I got Debian. Yes, I got Debian now installed. What I'm about to do is going to work with the Ubuntu Debian, and pretty much from what I read in wiki.termux.com, these steps that I'm going to show you will work on any distros you want when you're choosing any desktop environment. So there is no confusion there. I hope there is no confusion there. So I have my Debian terminal installed, so I can do all these. Can I get no, I can't get IP commands, so I can actually make a dir, make a directory. Let's say testing. So I have a directory, rm dir testing directory delete. So pretty much the standard commands you can get on a Linux terminal. So let's jump in and try to get the desktop environment. So like I said, on the Linux app, instead of dashboard or SSH or any of these, I need to choose desktop environment. Next, I need to choose which Linux distro I have installed on my DeckStation. Obviously, I have a Debian. Like I said, for some reason, I deleted both apps, and so I don't know, quickly just installed something to run it, and totally forgot that I already showed you about Ubuntu in the first video. So I just installed Debian, but like I said, pretty much all this is gonna work on any distros you choose. So choose Debian. That's what currently I have on my DeckStation. Now I need to choose environment. It gives me 4 choices. So I have LXDE, LXQT, Mate, and XFCE4 brackets recommended. I'm gonna go with that first one, which is as recommended. I might try to install these in a later date just to see if they have a different user interface. Let's click OK, and now I need to copy this. As the top, the second line at the top, it says warning, only run this command inside Linux system, not the Termux. So what that means, you don't run this command when you have only $sign in the beginning. So when it's only $sign, do not run. You actually need to start your Linux system root at localhost / tilde hashtag, and that's where you write or paste that command. So when you have this, that's what I'm gonna do. that's what I'm going to install. So let me make this a bit bigger. And so I chose this, click copy again, just for safe, just click again. And when you click launch, it automatically should open a Termux Android app. If you don't have that installed, it's actually going to tell you we not found it. Do you want to install it? And it's going to take you to a Google Play Store page to download this app. Obviously, if you followed my first video, you should have this already installed. So when you click launch, it's just going to open that straight away. So you see, if I click launch, it's opening that one. So I click left mouse button, click and hold, and I got options copy, paste, and more. So I click paste and press enter. And now what it's doing is downloading the XFCE4 environment. Let's say, yeah, environment, all the nice visuals, wallpapers, and etc. That's what I hope is going to happen. And it's a bunch of files it needs to download. This is not the first time I'm doing this. So from my previous attempts, it's taken about 20 to 25 minutes. And during this installation and packaging and etc., it's going to ask you to set up the keyboard layout. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stop and I'll come back when the keyboard layout setup will pop up, and then we're going to go from there. So don't go anywhere. So here we are, we approach that milestone, let's say milestone, where it's asking to enter the layout of the keyboard. So it basically gives me English and then in brackets US all the way, but there is option 21 which says other. So I'm going to type 21, click enter, and now it gives me rest of the layout. So I can see 29 it is UK, so I click enter, and now I need to choose 29. And now it gives me another option. So do I want an English UK or etc.? I think I need to choose the first one. So click 1, press enter, and installation proceeds and just basically continues. While this installing, and obviously between the cuts, I grabbed my Chromebook with Android enabled and I tried to install pretty much the same thing. The problem what I got with the Chromebook, even if I chose exactly the same thing what I'm installing on my S8 Plus, straight away the first thing I noticed, even if my Chromebook is, let's say on paper, it's slower, it's only 2 GB of RAM, God knows what kind of CPU is inside there, but it feels slower than my DeckStation, but it's installed all this much faster. Basically, while this is installing, I took the Chromebook, I installed everything from here, what I'm using, the same thing on my Chromebook, tested out, and then uninstalled it, and that was still going on DeckStation. So this is a bit weird. Another thing possibly why it's quicker on the Chromebook, when I installed the desktop environment, it wasn't looking like a desktop environment, to be honest. It was just a big gray window with the standard Linux mouse pointer and nothing else. No start menu, no icons, nothing. And every time, and another thing, I had errors with setting up a VNC server. So even if it installs everything and it's somehow it just don't want to run, just don't want to work properly. Obviously the terminal, the actual Linux terminal works perfectly, so you can install this and it's going to work on the Chromebook with no problem. It's just the actual desktop environment is a bit buggy. What I mean by bit buggy, I mean there is no desktop environment, it's just the gray window with the mouse pointer. Still, I'm gonna try to get all this set up on my Chromebook and see how it goes. Basically check if I can actually you, dear viewer, with the Chromebook without Linux enabled by actual Google, have Linux at least terminal running on your Chromebook device. So I'll check that out and I'll do videos in the near future. Now the installation still happening on my DeckStation. So let's close my Chromebook, put it away. So the installation is still happening on my DeckStation. So I'll come back when the password setup option will pop up. So don't go anywhere. So we approached another milestone, and right now it's asking, basically it's finished the setting up after I selected the keyboard. Then it took another 5 minutes or so, and now it's asking me to choose the password for VNC server. So I'm just gonna choose a password that is easy to remember, and the password will be password. Asking me again to choose verify the password. And then third option, would you like to enter view only password? I'm just gonna say no. And that's it. So right now it says that VLC started, or VNC, sorry, not VLC, VNC server started. Let's double check server-start. So you see it says VNC server is already running as one. Now we need to connect to our desktop environment. It's not like gonna just pop up and you can be connected. So it's actually running. It's just we need to use a remote connection program to connect to our Linux. At the top, just let's say line 4, VNC server will be started at 127.0.0.1 port 5901. So basically it's localhost 5901. And if you go to Google Play Store, there is loads of VNC clients available. VNC client. There's a lot of to choose from. I chose the second one to connect. Don't know why not chose the first one, to be honest. I have no clue why. I just chose the first one, the second one. So as you see, this one is already installed. I have this one already on my desktop, so it should hide there. So this is the come on, VNC viewer. So if I double click on that, gives me information, and now basically it gives me a setup. I already set this up, so I have the VNC connection basic. This is where the name goes in, so we can write Linux on DeX, Linux on DeX. So let's do it this way, Linux on DeX. IP address 127.0.0.1. Username, it says optional, you can put, you don't need to, Mr. P or whatever. Password, I'm just gonna retype again just to make sure. So password is password. Do I want to save the password for next? Yes. And 501, it is the port. So right now, the moment of truth. When I click connect, will I see the desktop environment? Hey, I got Debian desktop. So let's go full screen. Okay, is not the most brilliant what you can see, but it is desktop environment. So let's use default. And what else? So what I can do here? Okay, so I got the desktop, minimize all windows, terminal, file manager, web browser. Let's choose it. Check if a web browser. No, don't want to open up. Application finder. Will application finder works? Yes. So I can find application. So as you see, there's a lots of terminal and etc. Accessories, multimedia, pulse audio volume control, office. Okay, setting up, keyboard, remote panel, Windows manager, and the systems. Fine. And then I have a file manager, so basically desktop documents, etc. The same I have on a double click, and this opens my file manager. I can move around. Let's open this one as well. Multi-windows, not a problem. Amazing, amazing. And the trash. And on the applications, obviously, this is a start menu. So as you see, I have the Linux environment running on my DeckStation. Okay, it is not the perfect. It's I think it's more as a square, because as you see, the mouse, the DeckStation mouse is white, and the black mouse is basically Debian. So they all points to the same pixel, but when you're outside is a bit wonky. But it's actually running. It's actually running the desktop environment on my DeckStation. Linux desktop environment on my DeckStation. Obviously terminal. Let's see what the terminal can do. Let's go through here. So system XFAC terminal. I got that one open. Yes, so sudo apt-get update. Okay, it don't require sudo, so our apt-get update. Misspelled, my bad. So it's updating the repositories. It's like, is this Linux? Oh my god, I got it working. Upgrade. Let's see if I need any upgrades. Nothing there. So do I have Python installed? Version. Okay, apt-get install Python 3. And it's gonna tell me it needs another 29 megabytes extra space. That's fine. Let's install this. So it is Debian desktop environment running on my DeckStation. So if Samsung not allowing me to use Linux on DeX, I'll create my own Linux on DeX. It's not the prettiest. It's not the same what Samsung will offer, but for you to mess around on Linux and just, let's say, dip your toes into a Linux environment just to find out what's all this about, and do just I would say a basic thing on the Linux, I think this is pretty much not bad at all, not too shabby. I'm planning now, probably I'm gonna do a part 3 where I'm gonna try to install some software on here like GIMP, LibreOffice, so open source office programs, GIMP. What else I can install here? I don't know. I'm gonna mess about. And let's see how it goes. Leave your comment in the section below to what you want to see what this can do, and I will try to see if it's actually working. But so far, I'm amazed that I'm getting this working. To be honest, I knew that the terminal, what I showed you in the part 1, will work. I was a bit skeptical, thinking that actually I'm gonna get the desktop environment working, because it just didn't really sound right that I can do this. Anyway, this amazed me. I mean, like, I get this work, and I got even multi desktops. Desktop 1, 2, 3, 4. Go back to desktop 1. Applications, settings. Oh my god, so many settings. Session and startup. Removable drives. Will it recognize USB key? Don't know. We'll try it out. MIME type editor. Keyboard display. What's on the display? Okay, being used. Unable to query the version of run the R extension being used. Okay. Maybe I'll be able to change the resolution. It's gonna go full screen. Appearance. What's under appearance? Well, I can get appearance. Oh, I can get appearance. So enable fonts, GNOME, Tango, whatever, whatnot. So we got the Python 3 installed. Let me double check. Bingo, 3.5.3. I think 3.6 is a newer one. Anyway, it's installed. That's brilliant. Let's exit it out. Let's see if I can. What's the MIME text editor, type editor? Okay. I'm not the Linux massive user, so I have no clue what all these things are supposed to do. Windows might be not responding. Yes, close it. Let me try to open display again. Okay, that's the one to work. I think I need to be a little bit of tweaking. System editor. But that's gonna give me settings. Okay. Theme. Do I have an option to change resolution? That's desktop colors, screen 1, screen 2, monitors. Okay. It's a lot of messing about, to be honest. I think what I would do before I go in and start messing all this, I'll do a backup of all this, and then start messing around. But as you see, this is working. This is not a problem at all. You have a Linux desktop environment on your DeckStation. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section below what else you want me to try on my DeckStation. Still, I have hopes that Samsung will send me a Note 9 demo device to try out. I might get my own, I don't know yet. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next one. Your comments and requests in the comment section below, please. Don't forget to click like, and if you think that what I showed you is okay, consider subscribing. Smash that subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next one. Bye bye.